Ladies and gentlemen, welcome live here on the Monday Morning Racer platform, YouTube, Facebook, and X. Hit the like button, hit the share button. I'm Lee Kraft, aka the Monday Morning Racer. And yes, usually we're diving in on a subject concerning drag racing, which is the area in motorsports that I work heavily in for the Southeast Gases Association, for the Chaos brand, covering NHRA, PDRA, Pro Mods at the Rock last weekend. We'll talk a little bit about that because Rockingham, North Carolina is absolutely jumping. All cylinders firing for motorsports currently. Certainly last weekend and definitely this weekend with NASCAR returning to Rockingham Speedway. We're going to talk about that. We have scheduled Bob Sargent to come on, the president of Track Enterprises, a man who was able to broker the deal to have NASCAR return to Rockingham Speedway with many other partners involved, such as Rockingham Speedway ownership for the racing action this weekend. So we're going to be talking about that. If you have any questions, dive into the comment section. I was there earlier this year for the test session that took place and was able to get footage, was able to put together videos, and they're out on the Monday Morning Racer YouTube channel. You can watch raw testing footage and see how racy the Rock actually was, and it was just that. Though it was testing, the ladies and gentlemen competing in the Xfinity Series and the Truck Series that were testing that day, they were out there and getting 2 wide and 3 wide and passing and really testing out Rockingham Speedway and seeing what it is like for many of them for the first time ever, such as a Raja Caruth. For others, though, they have seen this track in the past, such as Justin Allgaier and Casey Kane. Casey Kane, in fact, making a return to NASCAR competition this weekend for the Xfinity race in a Richard Childress Racing hot rod there at Rockingham Speedway. We have interviews or portions of interviews with them from that day that they were available for the media. We'll be sharing those in just a few moments as we wait for Mr. Sargent to get in, hopefully be able to chat with him here live on the Monday Morning Racer platforms, X, YouTube, and Facebook. Hit the like button, hit the share button, dive into the comment section. It is going to be a great weekend of racing at the Rock. So what is scheduled? What is slated this weekend at Rockingham Speedway? I want to say Rockingham Dragway. I just covered Pro Mod action. Pro Mods at the Rock. You can see that on the Monday Morning Racer YouTube channel this past weekend. A 16-car field of Pro Mods were in action. You can see that on the YouTube channel. But this weekend, April 18th, 19th, before Easter Sunday, you can get all the information at racetherock.com. It is the BTS Blacks Tire 200. That is the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series racing at the Rock. Then it is the North Carolina Education Lottery 250 at Rockingham Speedway. That's the Xfinity Series. And then you also have the ARCA Menards East Series competing at Rockingham Speedway. And good news for Rockingham at this very moment, Saturday. Grandstand tickets on Saturday sold out. Rockingham is back. NASCAR is back at the Rock. Don't miss out. And several people, hundreds of people, have chose to do just that. Not miss out. The Saturday grandstands are sold out for the race at Rockingham. And I've got to say, I love Xfinity racing. ARCA racing is great to watch. One of my favorite series to watch in the NASCAR portfolio is the Truck Series. And I'm very surprised that it has not sold out. There's still time to get tickets. And where can you get those tickets? You can get those tickets at racetherock.com. I'll try to share a screen with you right now that you'll be able to see concerning how you can get tickets at racetherock.com. As you can see right here, we'll scroll and let you see where you are able to buy tickets, and you've got a lot of your options covered right here of what you can do and how you can get seating, find your place to seat at Rockingham. So go to racetherock.com/tickets/ and you'll be able to purchase those tickets for Rockingham and see some great action. I was impressed. Again, it was just testing, but the testing that was going on, the raciness of the Rock, it was great to see. As you saw the opening of the show with the clips, trucks and Xfinity, they all looked great. And I can recall one team, they were diving into turn 3, and that driver had that tire, the left rear. It was absolutely smoking. Smoke rolling off the hides of that Goodyear Eagle. And there's going to be some great racing this weekend, and they've got great weather lined up. It is going to be a good show. So, grandstands sold out for Saturday. That is spectacular news. You can still see racing action Friday night, the Truck Series at Rockingham Speedway. Let's hear from Raja Caruth, rising star in NASCAR. He drives for Hendrick Motorsports, the Truck Series side of it, and get his thoughts on what is upcoming after his first session on the track in testing there at Rockingham Speedway.
Raja, you're a young guy in this sport. This is a historic old track. I'm curious, amongst the young guns, is there any sentiment that returning to the Rock, Truck Series needs to put on a good show so it keeps coming to the Rock?
I mean, I would hope so. I think this place is a lot of fun to drive. It's my first time coming to this place. It's kind of the middle of nowhere, to be honest, but I hope we have a good turnout so we can come here for years to come and have this place age and put on a great show, because repaves are always hard from a competitiveness standpoint. I think Wilkesboro was entertaining from a driving perspective with kind of the tire options you have to bring and the gear and all that stuff. It can get a little bit stalemate from a driver field perspective, but at the end of the day, it's kind of what puts on the best show. So hopefully this space can age a little bit and we can keep coming back.
Raja Caruth there talking in the media center after his first session on track testing at Rockingham Speedway for his ride, his team Spire Motorsports, HendrickCars.com sponsoring him. But he'll be willing Friday night there for the NASCAR Truck Series and competing for a return win to Rockingham Speedway. It's been well over a decade since we've seen NASCAR action at the Rock, and the last time that we did see it, it was the Truck Series. And if you are not able to make it, though, you definitely need to get there, and you can still get there for Friday night. This is what the action concerning Friday looks like on TV. So, Truck Series practice, you're going to be able to find that on FS2. That is 12:30 p.m. to 1:20 p.m. Eastern Time. All of these will be Eastern Time. Truck Series qualifying on Fox Sports 2, 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. You also then have Xfinity Series practice on the CW app. That's 3:05 p.m. to 3:55 p.m. And then at 5 p.m., you have the Black's Tire 200, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, on FS1, and you can also hear it on NASCAR Radio Network live. So again, if you're not able to get to the track, though, why would you not buy that ticket, get in the grandstands, and enjoy some great NASCAR action with the Craftsman Truck Series? But if you're not able to, or you're not in the area, 5 p.m., the Black's Tire 200 on Fox Sports 1. I'm certainly going to be attempting to tune in. I'll be at my home in Tennessee. We do not have cable anymore. So what we do is We'll go to a local sports bar and grill or local restaurant, have it on the TV, enjoy a meal, and watch it that way. So if you don't have cable at home, maybe you don't have a streaming option, go to your local restaurant, ask them to turn that TV to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Race and tune in, because ticket sales are important, but also those TV ratings are important. So NASCAR fan, motorsports fan, tune in this weekend, and in particular, as mentioning right now, Friday, tune in 5 p.m. and you are able to see the action on Fox Sports 1. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. Now, Xfinity, they'll be racing. We caught up with a few Xfinity drivers on test day there at Rockingham Speedway. One of them, former series champion Justin Allgaier. He's no stranger to the Rock. He's been there, even though it's been a while. And this has never played on the Monday Morning Racer platform. So for the first time, Justin Allgaier with this word that we were able to get from him in the media center at Rockingham Speedway.
How was that first session?
Yeah, first session was good. The track is unique and just how it's kind of transitioning throughout the course of this day so far. When we were here for the tire test a month and a half ago or whatever it was, we only had 3 cars on the racetrack, and it was similarly cold. We only had 3 cars out there. You didn't really get that rubber in and seasoning of the track like we are today. With the trucks being here, with the cars being here, it's really changed the surface already quite a bit. So, for us it was good. Could we be faster? Absolutely. But I also think that we came a little more conservatively than what we would normally do, just because we're trying to learn. We're making adjustments. Jim Pullman and Marty Lindley both. We're sharing a car today with Connor Ziller. So we're trying to come up with things that we feel like will help the whole team as a package, right? And understanding that. So we feel like we're doing a good job, but probably lacking a little bit of speed because of it.
That word from Justin Allgaier, and in the comment sections, you have the information, the link to be able to purchase tickets at Rockingham Speedway. Again, grandstand sold out for Saturday, the race that Justin Allgaier will be racing in, but you can still purchase those tickets for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Hit that link on YouTube or on the Monday Morning Racer Facebook. It's in the comment sections, and you can get your tickets for racing action this weekend. Justin, they're talking about, hey, we're getting a better idea because the trucks are here, there's more cars here, and we're seeing how things are wearing and how it's going to race, and he's looking forward to going racing back at the Rock, and it's going to be a good show. Rockingham Speedway is a track that I think NASCAR should have never abandoned. It is truly a unique track. 1 and 2 races different than 3 and 4. You got the dog leg in the front stretch. The back stretch is different than the front stretch. It races different. It's multi-groove. It's had a history of wearing tires out and drivers having to search around and use multiple lines, and multiple lines even in the duration of a tire and fuel run to be able to run at the front or to be that hard charger to go from the back to the front. So it is a track that is definitely stock car racing worthy. It fits stock car racing absolutely well. And it's in a market that apparently wants NASCAR back tremendously. We've got that word again, that grandstands sold out for Saturday action, and that is good news. I don't think NASCAR should have ever left the Rock. We'll talk about that even more in a few moments. But people are coming back, not just fans, but racers and competitors, to get into the action that is happening at Rockingham Speedway. One of those competitors, Kasey Kahne. I was a big Kasey Kahne fan. I was a lifelong Bill Elliott fan, so when Bill Elliott got out of the 9 and Kasey Kahne was plugged in at the time at Ray Abraham Motorsports, naturally gravitated to pulling for Kasey Kahne, and he did some great things in his career, but he also had an interesting end to his racing career in the NASCAR Cup, 500 miles plus sometimes with the Coca-Cola 600, and what it took physically to be able to drive in that type of racing scenario. But he's coming back and going to run in the Xfinity race. Shorter race, no less on competition, but he thinks it's going to fit him better to get back behind the wheel. And we know certainly that Casey Kane can drive a race car. He's going to be back in a race car. He also has an interesting story concerning, well, his racing career and Rockingham Speedway. This word from Casey.
Volusia County, which I'm guessing would have been in February, like February of 2010 or February, somewhere in there, mid-February. Then drove through the night up here, slept in the parking lot, got in a bush car that morning, and did a test here. And that was the first time I was in a stock car years ago. From that point on, I just always really enjoyed this place. Loved driving around it, watching races, being a part of it. I raced bush races in Xfinity, and then cup race, one cup race, and had a close finish with Matt Kinson. Had a great day. We qualified third or fifth, somewhere in there, and then just ran really strong all day with that car. So just have always liked it. Always enjoyed going around here. And when I first was like, man, Rockingham's back on the schedule. Maybe there's a way I could be part of that. I didn't even know it was repaved until after I was like far into the whole, trying to make it happen. So that was a surprise that it was repaved and the grip level and the smoothness, but overall it's still, pretty similar.
Casey Kane there at the test session at Rockingham Speedway, getting ready to race for 250 miles at the Rock on Saturday. Now, for Saturday action, this is what you can expect. 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 a.m. Eastern Time, Xfinity Series qualifying on the CW app. And then 4 p.m., the North Carolina Education Lottery 250 presented by Black's Tire on the CW TV, and then the Motor Racing Network on radio. You can listen to them live. 4 p.m. for Xfinity action at the Rock. The ARCA Menards race takes place before Xfinity, and you can see that. I don't have a TV schedule for it. And, it looks like Flow Racing. Flow Racing is going to be covering the ARCA 125, 1 p.m. Eastern Time at Rockingham Speedway. So, again, the action at the Rock is going to be taking place this weekend, but it's not just at the track. The community that is Rockingham, North Carolina, and Richmond County, they certainly are embracing what is happening again at the Rock. Thunderfest returns. Downtown Rockingham, North Carolina. You are going to be able to experience from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern bands such as the Marshall Tucker Band, Kids Zone, and interacting with the drivers. I'm sure you're going to be able to get up and close with the cars and stars that will be competing there at Rockingham Speedway for the racing action 2025 edition on this Easter weekend with the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and also NASCAR's ARCA Menards Series in action this weekend. Again, you have the trucks, Xfinity, ARCA, April 18th and 19th, 200 miles for the trucks, 250 miles for the Xfinity cars, 125 miles for those in ARCA. You can still get tickets for the grandstands for Friday night's action. Such great news. Saturday grandstands sold out for the action that is ARCA and Xfinity on Saturday. Such good news for The Rock. Before we close out the episode, haven't seen Bob Sargent come in. Must have had some miscommunication. That's all right. Maybe we can get him another time. I hope overall, though, that The Rock just has a great weekend, that everybody involved does well, from the racers to the track to the community, and that it becomes clear and evident that having NASCAR action at Rockingham Speedway it needs to happen. It needs to happen routinely, that it is good business for everyone involved. Track Enterprises, Rockingham Speedway, NASCAR, Richmond County, Rockingham, North Carolina, and that fans enjoy it. So first of all, thank you for supporting and buying those tickets and being there on Saturday. Buy those tickets for Friday and enjoy that action as well. It amazes me. I'll see on social media so often fans clamor, we want racing back here, or racing should go there, or come to my track. I see this with Funny Car Chaos. I see this with the Southeast Gassers Association. I see it in general throughout social media when a place loses a race date or they want something to come to their track. Well, you're getting your opportunity this weekend. NASCAR is coming back to Rockingham Speedway that I think should have never left. And though I'm not there this weekend, I wanted to do my part. I was able to be a part of the media that was there for the test session and get the word out, or go live right now and get the word out that you can still get your ticket for Friday night action with the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series for the Black Stars 200 there at Rockingham Speedway. And that's going to be some great racing. And if you're not able to be there, again, you can see it on Fox Sports 1, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I don't think NASCAR should have ever left the Rock. It is truly a unique track. It's a track that fits stock car racing. And I think in the portfolio that is NASCAR racing, it should have a place. And I think after this weekend, we're going to see that it's clear that it can have a place in the portfolio of NASCAR racing. And I think even beyond just ARCA, trucks, and Xfinity, I think even a cup race would fit well for Rockingham Speedway. This is why. Look at the crowd that was at Bristol Motor Speedway this past weekend for the spring race. And I will say this. I understand. You look at that crowd, and that place seats, 140,000 people? There are still thousands upon thousands of people at that event. Granted, that event has took a massive blow compared to the night race. And no longer, because of the racing action and just because of where the sport is and where people are, do we see people waiting in line, waiting for years to get their tickets to Bristol Motor Speedway. We live in a day and time where people have more entertainment options than ever before. And those entertainment options are right now, right in the palm of your hand. Those entertainment options are a click away on your smart TV, whether it's Amazon Prime or whether it is Netflix or Disney Plus. And there's more entertainment options locally and regionally than ever before. We live in a day and time that though the Southeast still loves its motorsports and even loves its NASCAR, you can go to the local soccer club. You can go to see NFL action and football action and many other forms of entertainment that are pulling people away from the track, or they're having to make a decision based on prices to go here or there with what they make and the means that they have. I think it is certainly time for NASCAR, and well, not just NASCAR, but NHRA drag racing, and well, not even just NHRA drag racing, but any form of motorsports that is a circuit, a tour. Consider going to places once a year and make that a banger event. Look at Darlington Raceway. Darlington Raceway, you have NASCAR nearly abandoned it completely. But they hold on. They move the date of the Southern 500, and Darlington Raceway gets this tremendous idea. We're going to make it a throwback race. They make it a throwback race. It is a success. They are moved back to the original Labor Day weekend date for the Southern 500. It is given a significance concerning playoff implications. And, well, they're doing well. But then they add a second date in, and they try to take the success of the throwback race and it being moved to the traditional Labor Day date and put the throwback race back to a spring date, but you have 2 dates now instead of 1. And I would say that it's not as successful. I think there is place in this day and time right now in NASCAR that Rockingham Speedway could and should be fitted into the portfolio and have 1 race weekend with trucks, Xfinity, and Cup. Now, if you want to return with Xfinity and trucks and ARCA on another date, fine. I think there's an argument for that because it would be great to see Xfinity and trucks go back to places such as South Boston. It would be great to see them to go back to some of the bull rings and bring NASCAR action and NASCAR personalities to those places again. But I definitely think we're in a day and time. Instead of tracks clamoring for 2 race dates, have a banger of a race date on 1 weekend a year. And then as a track, you need to expand what you are doing as an event center and a facility to be successful around the year. Don't just bank on your NASCAR race weekend. Put an emphasis on that 1 weekend, sell it out, and have a successful show because we just have so many entertainment options and people within their means, they're going to make a decision. And it is so easy to make that decision that, oh, I'll catch the race in the fall. Oh, I'll catch the race next year. I've got 2 race dates. Oh, I'll catch the race that usually has better weather. Or, oh, I'll catch the race that is under the lights. Move it to 1 race weekend. I think for most tracks. Few exceptions. I won't go over those, but I think for most tracks, go to 1 race weekend. And make sure, spread these out. You know, it wasn't that many weeks ago we were in Darlington. Well, Darlington to Rockingham, it's not that far. Rockingham over to Martinsville, not that far. Charlotte. So spread these out. The entertainment market is somewhat saturated, I think, in this day and time, even when it comes to NASCAR racing. So some planning, some spreading out, moving to 1 race date a year, I think that would be helpful. And I think with those type of moves, Rockingham Speedway should be a part of the NASCAR portfolio, not just in 2025, but also 2026 and beyond, including a NASCAR Cup date at the Rock. Some of the best memories, I think, in NASCAR, they are associated with the Rock. And there was some great racing action at this track, and we're going to see that and experience that again this weekend, I believe, at Rockingham Speedway for the 200 miles of action on Friday night with the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, the 125 miles of action with ARCA on Saturday before 250 miles of action with the Xfinity cars on track. The stars of NASCAR wheeling around again the Rock. And the embracing of the race action coming back has been tremendous as well. Richmond County and others involved, they have certainly stepped up, and it has been great to see that they are embracing what is happening. So, and you are going to see it. Get there Friday night. You can still get your tickets. And if you can't get there Friday, you can't get there Saturday, you can see it again. Let me go over it. 5 p.m. Friday night, Black's Tire 200 on Fox Sports 1. Hey, I don't have cable anymore. What am I going to do? I'm going to go to my local restaurant, my local sports bar and grill. I'm going to watch this race. Go do it. Then Saturday, 4 p.m. on the CW, you can watch the North Carolina Education Lottery 250 presented by Black's Tire on the CW at 4 p.m. Eastern. By the way, you can listen NASCAR Radio Network for the truck race, and you can listen to MRN, Motor Racing Network, on Saturday. catch the racing action from the Rock this weekend. Very quickly, let me go over again. Thursday night, you've got Thunderfest, downtown Rockingham, North Carolina. You catch the action. April 18th through 19th, the Black Star 200 with the trucks, North Carolina Education Lottery 250, Xfinity Series, and also the ARCA Menards Series East, a NASCAR touring division, all happening Friday, Saturday. Remember as well, Saturday grandstands are sold out. If you need to get tickets, you certainly can get tickets at this website. It's in the comment section. That is racetherock.com/tickets/ get the action. Hit the link and get your tickets for the Rock. It's going to be some great racing. I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad to see it come back. And I think this is something NASCAR and many other racing series need to take note of. NASCAR right now is realizing, wow, we really did kind of alienate our core fan base. And you see them coming back. They're coming back to places like Rockingham. They're coming back to places like North Wilkesboro. They're coming back to even Darlington. Remember, Darlington was almost lost. They almost got rid of it to go to some cookie-cutter track that now is shut down because it didn't produce the racing and wasn't in a market with a fan base that loved it. NASCAR, stay at the Rock. And stay at the Rock with ARCA, stay at the Rock with trucks, stay at the Rock with Xfinity, and bring the Cup Series back to the Rock. Folks, will you watch with me? I'm going to be watching Friday. I'm going to be watching Saturday. Watch with me. If you are not going to be able to watch but can be at the track, be at the track. Get your tickets. Thank you for watching. Never had Bob pop in. Must have got busy. Again, they're getting ready for a race weekend, and he is the president of Track Enterprises that was able to work out this deal with the Rock ownership to have NASCAR action come back. We're looking forward to great racing action. Thank you for tuning in live. Hit the like button, hit the share button. I'm Lee Kraft, a.k.a. the Monday Morning Racer, talking some NASCAR action right here on Monday Morning Racer. Thanks to the folks at The Rock for allowing me to be a part of the testing action and covering it as media. You can see my recap of testing action on the Monday Morning Racer YouTube channel, and also a longer video that is just the sights and sounds of the cars and trucks testing, taking laps around Rockingham Speedway. Also, I'm going to be watching because I want to see how Fox Sports uses some of my footage. They reached out and they were like, hey, this YouTube video, we would like some footage from it. And I'm like, hey, here you go. I sent it all to them, and they're going to be using it apparently for promo material and intros and exits on the show. So I'm looking forward to seeing how some footage from Monday Morning Racer might be used. Cool. Thank you all for watching, and nice to talk about some NASCAR content. I love NASCAR just as much as drag racing, and the fact is I love all forms of motorsports and am interested in it all, from the crazy boat drag racing scene in like Thailand and to NHRA drag racing to sidecar motocross in Europe, which is absolutely insane. The MotoGP, Isle of Man, NASCAR, whether it is the local series racing to Cup, motorsports. I'm a fan, and it's cool. And glad that within the world of motorsports, Rockingham Speedway seems like it is alive and well, and it's about to be at full song this weekend. Thank you for watching. To everyone, happy Easter. God bless, and keep the pedal to the metal.